Greetings. In this video, I'm going to look at pages 16 and 17 of the Christopher Parkening Classical Guitar Method Volume 1. This is the beginning of a series in which I will go through the entire method book and give you advice for beginners and intermediate players. Now, free strokes are strokes in which I pick a string and I don't touch another string. My hand just kind of curls, my finger curls toward my palm. A rest stroke is where my finger's straighter and I pull toward the guitar and my finger rests on the next string, hence a rest stroke. So free strokes, they're free. They move very freely, whereas rest strokes, they're a lot heavier and more ponderous. They can be a little bit more tricky to get used to, but they create a nice thick tone and a larger sound. So they're much better at displacing the string a lot, and they just get a nice big sound. So go ahead and give this a try. We're going to put our index finger on string number 1. If you don't know how strings are numbered, think hotel guitar. The floor closest to the ground is floor number 1. And as you move toward the sky, the floor numbers get higher and higher. So string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So string number 1, my index finger is on that string. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my wrist toward the ceiling a little bit, and it straightens out my finger. So now that the finger is pretty straight, I'm just going to push that finger sort of like toward my heart. So I'm just kind of pushing in toward the guitar, and I get this nice, big, strong rest stroke. Now, a free stroke, I would do the opposite. I'd bring my hand toward the floor to the point where when I pull through, you can kind of look at your hand and figure out the angle. When I pull through, I don't bump the next string. Now, if I go toward the ceiling a little bit, it's closer to hitting the next string. If I go up a little more, I start to hit multiple strings. So you kind of find that spot where it just hits the one string you want to hit, and that's how you base that positioning. So rest strokes, I rest on the next string. A free stroke, I just pick and I'm free to do the next stroke. Now, similarly with our thumb, we can do the same thing. I can do a free stroke, or I can do a rest stroke. Now, when I do a rest stroke, it really helps to change my hand position. It's almost like I'm turning a door handle to the right. So imagine there's a round doorknob, you grab it, and you rotate your wrist to the right. Now, we're going to put our thumb on that string, and then turn our hand turn that doorknob to the right, and boom. Pretty easy to do a nice rest stroke, and you can hear just how thick and rich that sound is coming out of that E string. Now if I tilt the doorknob to the left, boom, it's a lot thinner of a sound, but it's more mobile and it's easier positioning for my fingers. So you kind of trade off. You can kind of do rest strokes with your thumb and free strokes with your fingers, or vice versa, but it's hard to do rest strokes with both. It can be done, but it's tricky, and you just have to be careful with that. So that's a little primer on free strokes and rest strokes, and we're going to just keep on blazing through this book. I would encourage you to do some exercises just to get your hand used to this. You know, you could do 6, 5, 4, 6, 5, 4, or 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. I can count. Or you can do for your thumb. For your fingers, you could do something where you go just one finger, and then you can alternate. Let's start with IM, then IA, MA, and just get your fingers used to different configurations. AMI is going to come up in more advanced music. There's a great video of Jorge Caballero performing Mussorgsky's Pictures at an Exhibition, and he does a rest stroke tremolo. That guy is amazing. I'll just put it at that. But it can be done pretty fast and to great effect. So these are very, very useful for getting different sounds out of the guitar. You know, if you're an amateur, I would just, probably primarily focus on free strokes and learn to read the notes. And then when you come back through and revisit this material, you start to learn rest strokes, and a good teacher is going to guide you through how to integrate rest strokes into your technique and make them really useful and help you to get a really rich sound. So I encourage you to practice that and check it out, and I will see you in future videos. Thank you for watching.